Welcome to part 35 of the mod making series for locked loop containers. I started like 2 hours ago and I was just kind of messing around, but I was able to get those text lines in when you click on the chest in info mode for the inspection or whatever, as well as the button click if you have the dialogue button thing up or whatever for inspection to give this extra info here. And it's essentially just doing what is called like a text token in Daggerfall Unity's code, whatever code base. It just kind of takes like a big string of text lines and then kind of combines them into one thing at the end, I essentially. And in this case, I'm just doing like this chest is made of blank, and then it's using chest data dot chest material to string for that. Then the other ones are ints, so I don't have to do to string because int automatically translates to a string, and it's just doing that. And instead of saying the good job you inspected the chest, it's just giving all this info. So I can now fairly comfortably whatever actually do some testing in the Unity editor. I just had to do the arduous task of doing that. So, time to do a bit of actual testing. Let's do info and see what we got. Chest is made of iron, sturdiness is 60. Resist is 4. Made of wood. Lock sturdiness 1. 1. Lock is made of wood. Sturdiness 1. 11. Complexity 9. Well, at least the dialogue works. Now, let's see if grab mode does it too. Yes, it does, and it's giving us the same info, so that's good to see. I should have looked at the console, but I cleared it, unfortunately, but yeah. So let's do info mode again. This chest is made of wood. The lock is made of iron. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is a cemetery, so we're not gonna have any different things besides wood and iron, I believe. So yeah, that would make sense then. Wood, iron, iron, wood. Interesting pattern that no wood and iron and iron. But at least the info seems to be sticking. Alright, so let's load one time and see if the console gives us that extra info that I added. Looks like something. Oh yeah, this is all the other stuff. Yeah, that seems to work. In fact, let's check again if the position is a little bit off. What the... Why did that happen? Huh. Well, I guess it happened because I made it happen. I made it so sometimes, yeah, sometimes it's not a chest that generates. I was curious that time all of them generated, and this time it was only half of them. Probably something to do with the random seed shit that I will almost definitely have to find a solution to, that being something such as possibly hash codes and then changing the seed based on that or something. But what do we got this time? The transform values seem to be accurate, at least what this debug thing is saying. So what is the first one? 9.6, so that one should be sturdiness 32, a wooden chest with a iron lock, 32, 41, 32, 41, 32, 41. All right, cool. So that seems to be accurate. And then the other one, which I think is this one, is wooden chest, 6 sturdiness, lock of iron, 35 sturdiness. Lock iron, chest 6. All right. That's cool. Seems to be accurate. I mean, it seems to be accurate to what it's like saying in a debugger or whatever. So that's good. The text box seemed bigger. Strange. I don't know if that's because of the Unity window resolution or some shit. Who knows? Alright, well. The chest inside of graveyards or cemeteries seems to work. So that's good. So now let's see if it works the same in other dungeon types. Now, obviously, I haven't done any testing, or well, not so much testing or anything to change the outcomes based on these values yet of certain things like lockpicking and all that. That's obviously not been sussed out and all that. It's just simply just assigning those values, but what I'm most likely going to want to do, like I said, is do something with hash codes. In fact, give me one moment. I'm going to note that down. Alright, let's see what we got. Might as well use the pause function. And then I'll look through the hierarchy, whatever you want to call it, for the flats with our custom ID number, that being 810. There we go. Nice. Oh, look at that. Right next to each other. And where's this? So that one inside that closet. Cool. This one there. That one inside the cage. Or whatever you call it. The, what is that called? Yeah, the cage, I guess. So it looks like all of them generated around the same. I guess there's not that many loot piles in here, but yeah. 1, 2, 3, so 5. Alright, so let's unpause and do some fast flying 10. Yeah, that's plenty fast. Now, now let's see if this actually will make it more confusing to navigate instead of just walking, because the lighting effects make it a bit more difficult. So let's see what we got. Okay, good. So this is a human stronghold, so it can have, I think, all the material types. We got a chest made of iron. Sturdiness 59. Magic resist 2. Dwarven. Sturdiness 57. Magic resist 66. Complexity 66. Jam resist 59. Nice. And this one is a chest of made of steel with a dwarven lock. Now, where were the next ones? I think this one right... No, not that one. The, is there another room? Yeah, there is. Huh. I realized how stacked on top of everything this particular module was. I always forgot. I just noticed if you have the left-handed uh hand, that right swing looks kind of strange. How your hand just kind of goes back. That's funny. Never thought of that. And a chest of steel made of iron. So steel, iron. All right, that's good. And now I got two more chests to check. Got this one over here. Got made of orcish and mithril lock. And how about this one? Inside the cage. Steel and dwarven lock. But yeah, as I said, probably in the next one, I'm gonna want to do some kind of a hash code thing where I randomize or try to better randomize some of these values, or so there's less patterns. Like what I'm thinking at least is, I don't know how well this will work. I'll take like the transform position values, like whatever they are, as their whole number, and then maybe I'll like just add those together. Like at like if it's 71, let's say if it's x7 y0 z3, then make it 703, and then maybe like paste that in the middle of the load ID for the loot pile or something, and then make a hash code out of that or something. I don't know. Maybe that it's probably not the best way to do it, but that's kind of the way I'm thinking that maybe it'll be a good way to make a hash code kind of seed thing, possibly. Because the way it's working right now, it like even just to me, I was seeing too many patterns there, like that, like so many steel chests and so many with dwarven locks and everything. I feel like I'm gonna want to fix that, nip that in the bud early so I don't see too much of that crap and have problems trying to figure it out later or something. Let's check out Privateer's Hold one more time. See what we get this time. Alright. Aha. Interesting. So we got different results this time. That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, it looks like, of our custom ones. Now, which ones were they? This is, once again, within that spot. Not too unexpected. Once again, within that spot. Kind of unexpected, but not really, because I know that its physics overlap kind of stretches out in a weird way where it is, but that's okay. Same one there. And this one was in the coffin this time, or whatever you want to call it. So that's cool. So what do we got? Info, we got a wood. Wow, okay, so we got a wooden chest and a wooden lock this time. Took longer than I expected to get a double wood, or a chest with a chest and a lock of the same material. And info, wood and wood, as you can see. Already seeing some patterns there. At least to me, those kind of patterns are pretty quickly obvious or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, that's some random generation that I'm not too interested in. Got adamantium lock with a iron chest. And as I said, I still don't have that thing implemented where the lock is supposed to be within some range of quality compared to its thing. A wood and a wood again. So yeah. Alright. Now let's try a different dungeon and see what we got. And it's a pretty big dungeon. Yeah, that's a very... this one's a very big dungeon. And we got 4 blocks. I don't know what type of dungeon this one is. 1, 2, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 chests. I'll have to see when I do the hash code thing, but I will most likely want to be adjusting the percentage chances of chest generating stuff. Not that I want less chests, because I want them to be a, you know, like a thing. It's just, I don't want them to be so common that it's like, you know, they become mundane or whatever. I want them to be somewhat of a thing to be like, oh, cool, a chest. Not just like, oh, everything is a chest. The values that these generated, Daedric and a Daedric lock. I don't know what type of dungeon this is. But these are probably high value because that bug made it so it, like, looked at everything, basically. Or it's the fact that it's stuck through the thing like that makes it overlap, like, cover the entire dungeon, so it probably hit, like, a million flats or whatever. Like this one, Daedric and Mithril, probably the same kind of deal. To an extent. Let me try and bash one open. I should have been testing that more, even though I know it works. It's just... make sure it's still working. Wood, adamantium lock. Yes. So that still works. That's good. So, I am glad to see that. That at least the values that we generated, as well as the debug text and whatever, seems to be generally working on a basic level. So that is good. I'm obviously gonna have to do a lot of working around whatever, tweaking and polishing for stuff as we go in terms of the actual generation and such, and the random values. And the thing about the hash codes I was talking about. But yeah, I think that's what I wanted to do today, at least, was get a little bit of testing done finally to show that, or to see if that stuff that I've been doing actually has been working. And yeah, it seems to be working for the most part. Don't really see any major issues. Like, everything seems to be okay on a basic function level. Now, I probably just want to do a little bit of polishing stuff. So the main thing I'll probably want to do next, just to have a good framework to actually work with, start working with some of the numbers, possibly. If not, after that, just doing the loot generation part before any of the numbers involving stuff like lockpicking chances and stuff like that. Yeah, honestly, I probably will start working on the loot before I do all that stuff, but I'll see. But the first thing I probably want to do is I want, in the next video probably, is I want to make it so, as I was saying, try to make it so the chest material and the lock material are somewhat tied with each other, or at least mostly, maybe not so much the chest, but the lock especially, so that you can't, or you won't often have a wooden chest having a Daedric lock, or make it impossible for the lock and the chest material to be, like, way off from each other in terms of that. So, like I said, so you won't, like, have, like, an iron chest with a Daedric lock, or very, very rarely have that, at least. Or you won't have a Daedric chest with a wooden lock or an iron lock or something like that. So it's not just like, oh, okay, I got, for some reason you had a insanely expensive lock on a piece of crap chest sort of deal. Probably try and do something like that if possible. And then the other thing, to try and make the random generation a little bit more, feel a bit more random and not so much patterned like I was already seeing there. Do that, try and do that kind of hash code thing I was talking about. But yeah, I'm glad I did some testing today at least, and got that part kind of got that little part out of the way. You know, launched the Unity editor and all that stuff, so that's good. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.